Hello everybody, Nicky and Mac here. Absolutely gorgeous day. We're out on the Basingstoke canal. We're having a wander from Odium up towards Greywell. It's not particularly far. Nice little walk. What we're really doing is just having a look at the environment, seeing how everything's coming through, spotting the fact that spring's here, seeing what's budding, just having a nice walk out, a bit of a refresher. We'll probably have a brew in a bit, show you some of the nice spots around here. So join us for a walk. So, Basingstoke Canal, built in 1794. There we go. A private venture to be able to move things between London and Basingstoke. I do apologise about the wind, but my media mod is playing up at the moment, so you'll have to put up there. That's John Pinkerton. That's a cruise boat. It's available for hire for days out, trips on the canal. And well, the Basingstoke Canal Society workboat, which I've actually operated myself when I was down here as a warden and ranger many years ago. We used to have some lovely days shuttling that the whole sort of 30 odd miles from top to bottom. Yeah, it used to be good fun, that, just to enjoy it. So
the water's so clear. I remember in the 80s, mate, this place was big.
yeah,
All the way down. Done a real good job of clearing it up, haven't
they did. There's been a lot of work gone on, hasn't it? A lot of conservation work, a lot of effort by volunteers.
Yeah.
To sort this place out. In the 70s it was derelict. In the 80s it was minging. It was literally, yeah,
full of junk.
Full of silt, junk, pollution. It was a mess. And the volunteers got together, cleaned it up. It's amazing what you can do with the power of a few people.
We do.
Yeah. Old mud hauler. So this old boat that you see in front of us basically is what the volunteers used when they cleaned the canal. They started at one end, literally with an excavator, loaded all the silt into that, towed it up, got rid of it, came back, did the next bit, and they did that over years and years and years and worked their way along the whole 37 miles. Great deal of effort. That still sits there now, and it is a working boat. It is used when they're doing work on the canal, when they're clearing stuff. It's used to move bits and pieces up and down the canal. They literally rig it up to the workboat and tow it behind it. As you can see, they've cleared the woods there. That used to have two very large willows in it. Used to hang over the canal, which obviously became a risk or fell in this winter with the storms, and they've been cleared out by the rangers. Do other works. They come along and just remove stuff that's of risk or danger to people using the canal. So it's not just coming into the ancient village of Womburgh, or North Womburgh. Just up the road from Odium. Pretty little place. Lots of new builds around here, as there is all over the south of England. Trying to get as many people down here as possible. What do they know? What do they know? Are the powers that be trying to move the population to the south of England where they can be safe, or come the SHTF situation, they'll all be gone? Oh, another mile marker or kilometre marker. It's a little bit more distance behind us. Sure sign of spring. Snowdrops and daffodils are coming through. Not to be mistaken with other wild edibles. Remember, your snowdrops and your daffodils are poisonous. King Alfred's cakes. So you see this tree, yeah, it's goat willow, so it's pulling through. But in here we have the venerable King Alfred's cakes, which too far gone. Right, so where you'll find your King Alfred's cakes, if they're too far gone, they'll literally just turn to either mush or dust. Now, when I was a boy, there was a tree in the United Kingdom that I used to see everywhere. Now, one of our old woods used to exist here, was used for a lot of purposes, building, furniture, all sorts of things. And then a disease came in, Dutch elm disease, and it wiped them out over a few years. But in places, there are still a few trees remaining. Although, once these get to a certain height, the Dutch elm disease hits them. So, as we look through this little bit of woods here, you'll see these dead trees. Okay, and you'll see this one here. It's telltale bark. Okay, and there's another dead one there. And you see they're quite a long straight tree, and they maintain their width all the way up almost. Those are elm trees, and you won't see many elm trees left in the United Kingdom. You'll see young ones like that, and they live and survive and thrive, like I say, until they reach a certain height. And once they get to that height, the Dutch elm bug actually flies along at a set height, and then it hits it. So as we see here, they're getting ready to take these out. But yeah, poor old elm tree. Okay, real shame. And the wood from the elm was a good firewood, it's good building wood. Yeah, but the tree as a species in the UK, it's pretty much had it. It's being removed. Those that are just surviving will be left alone, but anything that's infected with the Dutch elm disease now is cut out and burnt, hopefully catching the larvae of that bug in there. And there's a lesson for you. That all came about because of furniture being moved around the world, and wood, and a little insect made its way to the United Kingdom in there, and yeah, did its damage.
Nice wood.
Yeah. So we've had a storm, obviously brought that down. It's in the farmer's field, all disced up. That'll be ready to be hauled back and seasoned out for logs. Oh yeah. Well, bloody hell, that's a fair old stump, isn't it? So, let's just have a look around here. Oh yeah. Oh, hopefully he'll live. But he's had his day. So they'll leave the stump to rot away, become an insect habitat. Oh, there you go. Of course, if you've got water, you've got swans. Hello, swans.
Birds with attitude.
Yes, yes.
Proper bad attitude. Especially
Definitely.
carp anglers or fishermen.
Or if there's food about.
Yeah.
Or they've got
Fishing
youngsters. Yeah. Yeah. So basically, the knobs of the waterway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just set all your rigs up, fish it, everything's all perfect.
Yeah.
They swim through and wreck it.
Yeah. Should we come down and mess with him?
Yeah. Eat all your pet. Shit in the water like that.
Swans, eh? What would you do? Right, coming up to an interesting little bridge. So on previous videos at the other end of the canal, you've seen a swing bridge which swings out the way of the boats, and this one's a lift bridge. Now, funnily enough, the tiny little village to my right, it is a tiny little village, just a collection of a few houses, is actually an island. Okay, it is ringed by water. One side Basingstoke Canal, and then the river Whitewater laps round it. So by coming over this bridge, you're actually entering a little tiny island. Yeah, and it tends to, yeah, makes people feel a bit special. Special, you know what I mean? Special. So if you're coming up here on your canal boat, basically you get a moor up here at the mooring point, come off, and you've got a key that operates the winch over there, which lifts this bridge up. So it's a lift bridge, very similar to some of the Dutch designs, which allows the road here in and out the village to stay at low level. Yeah, it works.
silty in there, isn't it?
Yeah, got a bit of silt in it, isn't it? When we do the video on hypothermia, this is where I'm going to come up and do it.
What's that?
I'm going to do that video on hypothermia and water rescue. This is where I'm going to come up and do it, I think.
Do it now. No? No, mate.
Well, what I was thinking, no, not now. I was thinking, vehicle over there, so we've got somewhere to park it. Got you lads down here with me, we've got safe egress. And at the end of the day, it's easy to film me from multiple angles. I'm going to go in and sit there until I've got hypothermia and then attempt to get out. It's as crazy as it sounds, but we will have a medic and all the resources available, but it will give you a safe demonstration, or a demonstration of how difficult it can become. And that brings us up to Odium Castle. Okay, there we go. I've just spent a lot of time and money clearing this up, tidying it up. They've had to fence it off and they've put a hedge around it, and the idea being to stop people getting inside, because what was happening, people were going inside and people were climbing on it because it was there and open to the public. And unfortunately, it's a structure that old and in that condition probably isn't going to last 5 minutes if you're all climbing all over the flint. And down it come. I'm going to have a look. They've got a nice board down here which shows you what it would originally look like. There we go. We'll go around to the entrance in a second and go inside and have a look. But yeah, stunning old relic. Let's go and have a look at the info board. That's a clever idea. Done it on clear perspex. Camera might not pick this up, so you should be able to. Yeah, camera's not really going to pick that up. Okie doke. So let's see what we'll do. See what we'll do from this side. No, it's not going to pick up. Okay, so what you can't see, guys, what you can't see, and there's a nice touch as an education purpose, so some benches there. We've got a perspex sheet here with the actual design of the castle imposed, so when you're sat back on the benches and you look up, you're going to see the original shape and structure compared to what's left. So this is a point where Mickey proves to you he can actually read and write. Okie doke, bear with me. Odium Castle, King John's Castle this is called. The ruins you see before you are a major part of English rule during the Plantagenet dynasty, 13th and 14th centuries. Odium Castle gave shelter to kings, queens and suffered sieges. Also provided a unique record of medieval life. It is an octagonal keep, buttressed in each corner, and in its prime was faced with dressed stone, roofed with lead and richly decorated inside. A circular moat or high bank protected the castle, in addition to rectangular moats surrounding the inner and outer baileys. Excavations in the 1980s and historical records indicate there were a number of other buildings attached to the castle, gatehouses, bridges across the moats and formal gardens. By the mid-15th century, Odium was probably left to go to ruin. The dressed stone was taken for other buildings and leaving the flint core you see today. Internal spiral stairs caused a plane of weakness and some walls collapsed. In 1792, the Basingstoke canal was cut through the outer bailey. In 2008, Odium Castle was strengthened against further collapse and access improved. The canal wharf was constructed and the waterside enhanced for wildlife. There we go. For more information, pop over to www.hants.gov.uk/Odium Castle. You can actually see the moat now, can't you? Yeah.
You never used to be able to see it now, right?
Yeah, no, this all used to be completely overgrown, didn't it?
I can see it, yeah.
So the moat runs in around here and all the way out round there, down there for about 50 metres, and then comes back round, and obviously the the canal that we've been walking up was cut through. But yeah, there's a couple of people in there having a look at the moment, so I'm going to give them time, give them a chance to have a look. Squirrels have been busy. It's little squirrel slopes. So this is a hazels, and this was once upon a time, many years ago, along with the other hazels here, as you see, all round, coppiced, and it was managed. Now, when you get a hazel stump of that size, as an indicator of an ancient tree and an ancient woodland. So the origin of these hazels could well go back to the birth date of this castle, okay? And they've been harvested, reharvested, and when you stop coppicing, it grows into the thicker timbers that you see before you, again, which are lovely and straight, can be used for building materials and equipment. When it's in its younger form, again, it grows lovely and straight. You see the sticks here, okay? When I was a nipper, used to make most of the arrows. In actual fact, hazel was what I would look for making my bows and my arrows. And then we got, so that's a nice stand of coppers. Excuse the fencing, they're obviously getting ready to do some work down here. So, there you go. It's a nice hazel there. And you see some of those staves, probably a good 10 feet of usable dead straight timber. Yeah. So hazel then be harvested at this point, or when it was slightly thicker, could be split and used to make hurdles, fencing, panels, structures, and it was a renewable resource. This would be harvested every 7 years, and again, because you see the size of the stump, it's an indicator of an ancient tree and an ancient woodland. So yeah, hazel.
Tinker Bender tent.
Yeah, Tinker Bender tent. We could do with harvesting pretty much most of what's there. Nice bit of dead standing there. Can't tell from here quite what it was, but you can see all the nests in it. That's being used. It's probably a pine. And then we come down here. Okay, so don't always use the timber. You take a piece of wood like that, it can be left on the ground, left to rot, and becomes an insect haven. Used by nature. Fungi come in and break it up, insects get into it, they break it up, feed on it, the insects then feed the birds, and so on and so on, so the cycle goes. Yeah, possibly that, or owls, small owls. Oh, watch out, it's a wolf. Hello mate, yeah, you're lovely.
Hello.
No, that's alright, that's alright. We're big dog fans on the channel anyhow, so hello mate. Yeah, you're lovely, aren't you? Yeah. And my son's got absolutely stunning in here, walking around this keep. I mean, when you look at that, you know, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years that's been there. Absolutely wonderful. Yeah, it's absolutely. What are you doing, mate?
Well enough, let's see you out.
Where are you going? No. You're enough, you're going back, are you?
You English.
Well, Mac's a bit miffed. I don't blame him. Okay, so I should just read this out to you. He was having a great day, you know, in here, and he was reading the notice board, and he said, at the Battle of Neville's Cross in 1346, Edward's army captured David II of Scotland. David spent most of his captivity in the Tower of London, but he was also imprisoned here in Odium for 3 years. He was provided a well-furnished room, good food, wine and other luxuries. Finally, with a ransom of 100,000 marks paid, he returned to Scotland in 1357. Well, hey mate, come on.
PTSD after that.
Hey, they gave him food, wine and luxury items.
So? Could have left them in Scotland, he was doing alright.
There we go.
Unbelievable. I'm coming back here ever again. In fact, if I can get some PE, I'm going to take this place down. So, better video it and people can remember it. David, I need it in the wall. Right. David.
Oh, hey, the French army lay siege to Odium Castle.
Good. Well done, the French.
So Louis launched an attack on Odium in 1216. Siege took place here, lasting 2 weeks, when the defenders were allowed to surrender with honour to the French. The French were amazed to find only 13 English soldiers present. On King John's death in 1216, his son Henry III became King of England and owner of the castle. Yeah, 13 British soldiers hold off the French army for 2 weeks.
Still give up.
Yeah.
Good old French.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, a little bit of history for you. And yeah, it is a beautiful spot. I think Mac said itself, even though the history might not be the best history, it is a stunning thing to see. As you can see here, as you look round the structure, you can see where the beams would have come in for the various floors. So you'd had a floor here, and the beams would have come out, and then you'd have seen where the next floor was up there, and the beams would have come out and run across. Absolutely amazing. Well, we should go get a cup of tea and have a walk down the rest of the canal. Freedom! So Mac will probably come back late one evening using his ex-paramentality. He will climb to the top of the structure and erect a 20-foot Scottish flag.
Yes, St Andrews. Yes. Got to do that. Good idea, mate.
Oh no, what have I done?
If anybody says anything, you told me. Mick said I should do this.
This YouTube
Bye-bye.
channel told me to do
Bye,
it.
David. Poor bloke. I'm glad the French came and helped you too.
So, got a castle, and the castle is literally 150 metres that way. And why did they build a castle here? Well, the canal wouldn't have been here originally, but what was here, you can see it over there, running up to the canal and runs under the canal at this point, there's actually a culvert here, is the River Whitewater, which is fed naturally from an aquifer through a chalk bed, and actually gives a beautiful supply of very fresh, clean water, and is one of the UK's trout streams. So as you can see here, hopefully the camera does justice, but the water is absolutely crystal clear. Okay, it's on a chalk bed, which keeps it clean, clear. It's full of trout, grayling, and it runs off down that way out through Odium, and that ends up at the River Loddon, I believe. May be wrong there, wouldn't quote me on it, but I do believe so. So that's why the castle was built there. Absolutely stunning. And that's as far, just build up 50 metres. This is as far as you can come with a canal boat or a watercraft on this river. And there is very good reason for it. This goes up to the Greywell Tunnel, which has collapsed now. You can't go all the way through. The Greywell Tunnel in its day was one of the longest water or canal tunnels in the UK. And what they've done, they've stopped there, it's buoyed off, and the reason being, that's a conservation area from that point. Yeah, Dan, Chris, Max just remembering the day he taught you to swim. My two sons learned to swim here with the assistance of Mac, using the airborne swimming technique. So as we can see, as you come down here, hopefully the camera does justice. Yeah, it's a lot deeper here. You've got a turning point for the boats. It's blockaded there, and that becomes a conservation area. Blockaded up there, that becomes a conservation zone all the way up through there for wildlife, nature and so forth. But it's a lovely stretch of canal. Now the canal at this end is crystal clear, because again it is fed by the same aquifer as the River Whitewater, no more than half a mile away. So this water in the canal at this stretch is clean. It is good quality water.
Should have thought, mate.
Yeah.
I've heard you never ever go in there with a metal detector.
Never ever go in there with a metal detector. Yeah. And they say GoPros are waterproof. I'm not going to test it because it's my only GoPro. But if what we'll do in the summer, when I get my new GoPro, we will come up and find out if this GoPro's waterproof, because I'll bring the snorkeling gear up. We'll have a little snorkel in there because it is actually beautiful. Again, as you can see, all through southern England, or England in general, remnants of our ancestors. Right, the word copse, okay, which describes a small area of woodland, comes from the term to coppice, and that is to harvest hazel, chestnut, and again in that same manner we were talking about, where it would be cut off and would grow these clumps of lovely straight hazel. I might put the media mic back on in a minute because it looks like the weather's about to change. In fact, I won't, because the media mic's not waterproof. So if it does start hammering down, woohoo! There we go, here's a lesson for you. 10 minutes ago we stood at the castle, nothing, still as anything. We're now stood in this tree line, being battered by winds.
Rain coming.
Yeah, there's rain coming. Yeah, temperature's dropping. That temperature is dropping quick, isn't it? What we're going to do, guys, we're not going to stop for a brew today. We're going to do the good survivalist thing and run for the car. It's about 3 or 4, yeah, about 4 miles back. So we'll take a traipse back down the towpath, get ourselves back down there. So again, there you go. For you out in the woods, yeah, just be aware. Heads up. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a perfect bow, isn't it? But heads up. Yeah, see how everything's moving above us. Ah, that was a bit of light there.
So much coffee.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of. It's again, if you're a survivalist and you're looking at planting out small woodland, get your hazel in. 7 years it'll be ready to use. Okay, and then you can keep reharvesting it on the same system, and it has so many other uses. The other day you heard me talking of woods to start carving, making your tri-sticks. Well, there's hazel. There's also this wood here, which is a willow. Okay, sell it from the silver bark, grows near water.
Also a good bow, isn't it?
Yeah, also a good bow. Also has these little straight suckers that come off of it,
Arrows.
which again make great arrows when you're a kid. Quite a soft wood. Okay, can be used medicinally. Bark can be peeled off of it, pounded. You can extract a very similar chemical formula to aspirin for pain relief from the bark, and even can be chewed from the leaves. So all the willows have uses. All the willows are good trees to know, but they make good tri-sticks because it's relatively soft when green for carving, so it's not too difficult to carve out. Yeah. Onward we go.
Here you go. I was thinking this the other night there. When I was a kid, right?
Yeah.
We'd go rabbit hunting.
Yeah.
And what we'd do is we'd find an area with like a load of rabbit runs.
Yeah.
It's different up in Scotland for some reason. There'd be huge areas of rabbit runs. And what we'd do is we'd cover all the holes.
Yeah.
Cover all the holes apart from one. And start a little fire. Smoky, really smoky fire to try and smoke them out. And when you get them so far out, what you do is you have one of these. Cut off. Yeah. Put it into the hole. Up into the hole to get where the rabbit is.
Yeah.
Twist it. And these will catch on the rabbit and pull it out.
Oh, blood.
Yeah. An old tinker way that is.
There you go, so using a briar. There we go. And so, the last bit of your winter survival food, if you look carefully, you'll find it. Okay, these haws, still edible. Crushed it out. That yellow flesh in there is edible. Don't swallow the pips. Pips aren't good for you. Seeds aren't good for you. But if you push come to shove, you could come down and harvest these vitamin C's and sugars. Okay, make the most of that. Let's try and get a pip out and show you the pip. Oh, drop the pip, but there you go. It's all edible and usable. The brambles aren't starting to budge yet. But when they do start budding, again, that's going to be one of your early resources. I'm looking at the ground here, and I'm always very cautious when I'm around water courses. It's one of the rules I tend to apply myself. If it looks like a carrot top, I leave it alone. Okay, because you get plants like water hemlock at this time of year can be misidentified, and hemlock's very toxic. But you will come along and find little plants like cleavers and that are just starting to come. You can use. Right, and when we were talking about haws, not to be mistaken by their larger cousin on the dog roses, which when you open those are full of hairy seeds. Those you don't want to put in your mouth. You really don't want to put into your mouth, but it can be processed to make rosehip syrup. Again, very sugary, very good for you. It used to be given to me as a kid for coughs and colds. It's an old cure. So again, if you're not sure it's a haw or not, peel it open. If it's got little seeds in it that are hairy, okay, then it's a rosehip. Okay, the flesh of the rosehip you can use. Those seeds, don't want to put them in your mouth, and don't want to do what we did when we were kids, put them down one another's backs, because they itch like a swine. There we go. Onward. Bit of old Victorian cast iron in there. Was obviously once a gate. Oh, possibly looking at an old bedstead. Old cast iron bedstead just in here. Don't know if you see that. Old Victorian cast iron bed end. Oh, funny what you find when you're out bimbling around. Oh, in actual fact, there's the other end of it. You see just in there. Cast iron bed. It's an old Victorian cast iron bed frame, top and bottom. I bet that's got a story it could tell. I got some guys out paddleboarding. Alright guys, how you doing? It's alright, I run an outdoors channel, so nice. There you go. No, I don't want to go. My balance isn't up to it. So you're out paddleboarding on the canal. I bet you see what some wonderful things on the canal out here.
January.
Yeah, in January.
Yeah, not bad.
Right. Do you need a hand there?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okie doke. I'll only end up falling in. Well,
Oh, bless you.
if you want to see yourselves later, if it's okay to use your images, you'll be on Hampshire Outdoors and Survival.
Oh, no, absolutely.
Okay. So yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
Lovely to meet you.
And you.
Have a great day. Enjoy your paddle.
Walk, yeah.
You're definitely braver than I am.
Suited and booted, so we're okay. Enjoy it.
Great deal of respect here. Have a good day. And that's the nice thing. I will say, and Mac will agree with me here, Hampshire is a very, very friendly county for the majority of people. Okay?
If you get out of the towns.
If you get out of the towns, yeah. Okay, it is a lovely place. And yeah, so it's January. We're coming down here this morning. We're about 9 degrees. Oh, hell, the crack in the bridge there, isn't it? About 9 degrees. Goodness knows what that water temperature is. But there's people out enjoying it. And yeah, I have wondered about paddleboarding myself, because that's got to be like a beautiful, quiet way of just moving through the water and enjoying the view and the countryside.
Well, we can hire them down the road.
Possibly. If you guys can hit me up in the comments, do you want to see me and Mac paddleboarding?
You're going on gobbing off that you want to go paddleboard. Not me. I'll follow you.
Alright, Mac will film from the bank and I will endeavour to paddleboard if you want to see it. Yeah. Right, so that's where we're going to wind the video up, guys. Lost a bit of footage, but I've also got a bit of footage I'm going to put on a separate video, a second video, because I didn't want to make this one too long. Anyhow, so there we go. There'll be another video, be a bit shorter. Hope you enjoyed that. It was just a stunning walk, and as we've always said, you know, it's Hampshire outdoors and survival. It's not just all about survival, it's getting out and enjoying it, having a wander, having a walk, having the pleasure of enjoying the environment, but have the gear, the kit with you that you can have a brew, make a shelter, have a good time. Yeah, that's right, Willow, you're not that interested, are you? So anyhow, guys, as always, love those you do, forgive those you don't. Peace and light be upon you all. Please like, subscribe and share. Okay? Other than that, guys, take care. Mickey out. Do you reckon Willow? Willow out as well? I reckon Willow out as well.